Yep, yep, I'm doing it. Another Christmas movie. And on top of that jargon, another Will Ferrell movie. Elf. You heard of it? Of course you have. But let's talk about it. The movie opens up with Buddy, the not so elf, escaping from his cage on Christmas night and right into an unexpected Santa sack. Pause. I feel like I set myself up with that one. Anyways, Santa makes it back to the North Pole with a surprise baby. It's Buddy, the orphan, the baby from the beginning, and bro is already as big as an elf as a baby. But it doesn't matter because in literally 2 minutes he's an adult. Missed opportunity there in my opinion, but that's neither here nor there. Well, actually, it's here because they could have done so much more with that setup. But it wouldn't be Will Ferrell, and he's the star, so I guess I'll leave that alone. My whole spiel is with Papa Elf. Like, why is he Deadpooling us before Deadpool? I guess to show he was in the future the whole time and he was just telling this elf story which was published in this universe to his grandkid? I don't know, but I'll just roll with it. Anyways, the story continues with Buddy basically just not being able to stack up against other elves, and in classic fashion, overhears some BS from another character, which basically drives Buddy to look for his parents in the human world after an exposition dump from the narrator, Papa Elf. First off, the directions from the North Pole to New York makes zero sense. Expected, but I still love it. It's okay. It's fun and adventurous, which is Buddy's whole deal. Very wholesome guy. It's okay. When Buddy gets to New York, he experiences very normal everyday things, but sees them as the most fun and joyful things ever, which is why I like Buddy as a character, but we'll get into that later. After trying a bunch of gum on the streets and getting into a bunch of other shenanigans, I just gotta say, this song is hilarious and I love it. He's literally just saying gibberish at one point, and it's great for the scene too. Continuing on, he tracks down his father, Walter Hobbs, or should I say, Godfather's son. Anyways, after hilariously telling Walter he's his son, Walter is like, nah, that's crazy. Go get security and throws him out. Afterwards, Buddy literally stumbled onto a job, which really isn't important to the plot besides him meeting the love interest, Jovi, which I didn't even know was her real name. I've seen this movie a million times and I've never even thought to question her name. I only looked it up for this video. I'm not even sure they said it the entire movie. It was just her name tag while she was at work. Anywho, I'm getting sidetracked. Many singing shower scenes later, I love this part by the way, Buddy gets arrested for fighting the fake Santa at the job he randomly got hired at and calls Walter to pick him up, which he reluctantly does. But just to ask him, what's going on, gang? Which Buddy is very transparent about. He do not be lying. Walter does the next best thing and gets a DNA test done and takes suggestions from the doctor saying to bring Buddy home. I mean, why not? Let's do it. The shenanigans and things carry on with Buddy at Walter's home, but as a man who loves sweets, I can totally say everything I saw him eat in this movie made me very hungry. I mean, viciously hungry. I don't know why. It can't be good for me. I think it's very obvious Walter's family didn't really like him very much. They thought he was weird. But towards the end, he started to grow on all of them. And I think that was great. That quick bonding started with a snowball fight scene with him and Michael against a random assortment of enemies that literally come out of nowhere for no reason. Moving on. None of these scenes are really that important. It's really just bonding moments and just more elf shenanigans and moving the plot forward and padding. But one thing's gotta be said. This guy ain't no 26. I've never seen anybody say anything about it. I've never seen a comment. I've never seen anything about somebody saying, hey, this guy is not 26. I'm not trying to shame anybody or anything, but I mean that has to be an error in the script. I don't know. I mean, the guy is easily 30. He's easily 30 even during this time. I mean, I don't know. I'm really easily getting sidetracked. I guess I should introduce Miles Finch, played by probably my first sighting of Peter Dinklage at the time. I'm not sure. I don't remember him in anything earlier than this. He's the next big character or plot point. I guess he's a writer. I'm not really sure, but he's got the ideas for Walter's company. Until Buddy comes in commenting on his height, which he doesn't like. Nah, not one bit. Eventually, he folds him up like a Game Informer magazine that's left in the mail for 2 weeks, which drives Walter to freak out and push him away and kicks off the final act. This involves Buddy disappearing on Christmas Eve, not feeling loved, leaving a note until Michael, Walter's other son, who we talked about earlier in the snowball fight, whom Buddy created a bond with, interrupts Walter's pitch meeting, worried about Buddy, so they leave to go find him in dramatic fashion. Buddy happens to come across a crash-landing Santa in the park who requests his help in the need of Christmas spirit. Thankfully, Walter and Michael come to his aid because the evil park rangers are preparing to, I don't know, run him over. I'm not really sure, honestly. I'm not even sure what they're implying. They don't have any weapons. They're just menacing dark figures, and I mean that figuratively, on a horse. That's literally it. I don't know what the threat is. They actually don't even exist in real life, so I'm not even sure what the reference is to. Once again, I'm getting sidetracked, but Walter apologized, and that's the important part. Movie's over. J.K. Simmons is not over. Michael influences the news audience, basically us, everyone watching, to believe in Santa because he has the naughty and nice list, which fuels Santa's sleigh so much he doesn't even need fuel tanks anymore and saves Christmas. But in the near future, Buddy ends up becoming a trans elf, converting to the regular world. But when he goes to see his elf family, he's with his wife Jovi, and they go see Papa Elf in elf gear, which I don't know. I don't even know how they get that size. I just accept it. I just say, okay, cool, that's a good ending. But I guess it brings everything around to a full circle because it's a story that Papa Elf was reading to his grandkids. So I guess it works out. I don't know. If you think about it, you kind of been cheated out of a movie. But I mean, if it really happened, you know what? I'm rambling. But on a serious note, I love Buddy's character. Buddy sees the world in kind of like a black and white, like a child. He has no interest in lying, manipulating, or hurting others. He just wants to have a good time with the time he has, which I think may be lost nowadays. In a sense, you can have fun with the smallest things. Just being happy is enough for some people. But some people are just so busy trying to get all they can get before their time is up, they lose sight of who they are or who they want to be. They don't think about the small things that could fulfill them in different ways and how those things can impact different people in similar or very different ways. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too deep about this simple movie, but it's always left an impression on me.
I'll never forget it.
And since the plot revolves around Christmas holiday, this is legitimately a Christmas movie. Whereas some other Christmas movies, if you change the season or the holiday, it essentially wouldn't impact the story, such as Die Hard, Home Alone, Batman Returns, etc. I could literally go on and on. But give this movie a score, I'm going to slap it with an 8 out of 10. Top tier Christmas movie. I am out. Peace.